Welcome on our road to 2500, guys, and we're now rated 2095. So we're nearing the 2100 mark, and that is great news, guys. That is just great news. So let's get our night out here and get some development in. It will be great to pass the 2100 rating today and get a new personal best. Let's go for it, guys. Let's protect this pawn once more. Then we go here. Then we can go here. And we get our usual setup with our f3, same-ish in the King's Indian. And here the move is queen to d2. And then he goes f5. I could take, actually. I know this position with the knight on a different square, though. Could also push. This is a move. Takes. Castle. Looks interesting for sure. Also very aggressive. Yeah, but he might take back like this. And that is an issue. So let's not do that. So maybe I should go for this instead. And then this knight doesn't have a lot of good squares. And he wants to push here. Then I can draw back. Maybe castle long. But now I can take here, though. That is a move. I think I should play it. Takes, then maybe even this. Looks like a fine move. And then I get control over the e4 square. Knight here, bishop here. That's my master plan. Let's pre-move. Take it back. Okay, and now I need to develop here. Here, then this maybe. Interesting. Good castle long. It's also an interesting option. He wants to go here. Could also just go h4. And was covered twice, I think. Yeah, how is he going to develop? Maybe the knight wants to go here, probably. And I will castle long. If I would have done it on the previous move, then he had a check here, forcing the exchange of queens. This now turns into this. And if I ever get this move in, I think I'm quite happy. So I think what I want to do is go here and here. Because if I get my knight here, that's like a dream come true. Threatening checkmate and everything. And after a move like this, then the e4 square is very good for me. So that's what I want to achieve. Okay, question is, how do I get there? If he ever plays this, then I go here, here, here. And this, maybe he wants to push for that move at some point, but I don't see it yet. So here, here, then I can castle. And then maybe here, then he takes, game goes on. Then this. So I think my position is quite fine at this point. Good thing is that time-wise we're quite even. Doesn't happen often to me. Maybe he wants to go for this pin stuff. I think this is a good move. But let's... I would really love to get my knight over here, but he might also want to go here. But I should castle first. And go here and then here, probably. Yeah, let's go here. The knight here. Thought that I have a move like this. And then maybe this at some point. I could also just go here. And in these kind of positions, you often want to go king b1. Maybe I should have done it first, but king b1, king a1, just to make sure there's no stuff going on with diagonals at some point. At this point, if he plays this, then I'm quite happy to go here, and here and here. Only thing what I was thinking about, that maybe could go for a trade of queens. Then I need to retreat. That might be something for him. But at this point, I'm up on time. Very good, very good. This is not a move, right? Because then this forces me to go back, because I don't really want to trade my light square bishop. As a result, maybe this is a move to protect this pawn, but it looks very, very slow. Maybe this is a better move. But I might want to go here. Takes, takes. This is also an interesting move, by the way. Maybe there was a good move before already. Probably wants to go back. Here, then I'm forcing him to go here. Wait, maybe this is actually a move, because then I can take here. Then this game is getting out of control. But here, then he goes here. Back, takes, takes. I don't know, I like my position in that moment. Here, here. That's my idea. If takes, there's also some threats here. But this might be the best move, because after takes, takes, takes. Although I have some pressure here, he's also now protecting this pawn twice, and he can go here. Play back, then he could go for this, go after this pawn. I think that's his best option, but I can also drop back all the way, which might be more interesting. This is, I think, a strategic mistake, because then the e4 square is very weak. He's taking a lot of time. I like it. This move I will take. Also threatening here. I can't take with the knight, right? Because then he can take here with check, and then this falls. But then if he would take here, my rooks come into the game. I think it looks good for me. He goes there. That's not what I anticipated. I need to be mindful that if I get something here at some point, this is knight is not well protected now. And this is also a nice square for me. I could go here if this the knight hangs. I think this is just the right move to make. This pawn is now attacked 3 times. I don't see, he can go here. But then this pawn will come into play. And his pieces don't look coordinated at all. At some point I might target this pawn. And this knight is still unprotected, right? So this is still not an option. If I can get this pawn here, looks very good. This looks positionally lost for my opponent, especially if he has to make a move like this. Here, then he goes there, sure, but I think now I'll go here. And he might want to go here. Wait, what about this move? Looks very strong. There's a hard time covering this square. Wait. This, then this move. Then the question is, how do we continue? I thought of g4. Then maybe this. So maybe this is a better move, but then he can go here. I will go for this. He has to go here. And I thought this is a very powerful move now. But after this move, I need to make sure that I can escape. Maybe I should retreat. But can I take? Yeah, I can take. No? Ah, I miss some pressure here. He's gonna go here. What this move? There is a spin, right? There is a spin. Here, here. It's not it. No, it's not it. This knight is blocking my offensive. Let's just develop. Okay, but this, this. How do I escape then? He goes, interesting. This also gives me an option. Thought I should retreat here. There is still this pin, huh? Can I make use of the pin? Here? Here though. Should be working, but I don't see how it works. I don't see how it works. Let's retreat. I want to go here next. Maybe even this. This. Okay, he goes for that. Let's take. And this diagonal is weak. That should be working for me. I think this is a very strong and powerful move. That's what he thinks as well. And he wants to go here. I think I can go here. Pin, pin, pin. Everything is pinned. Then I can tell you if he goes back. Yeah, he goes there. If I take, he can take. Yeah, that should be game over as soon as I get my queen on this diagonal. Okay, 1 minute 24. I hope it's not going to end like always. Okay, 1 minute 24. Come on. 1 minute 24, guys. Come on. Come on. Put it to the back. Let's do this, guys. Let's do this. Queen g5 is also an option. I need to be mindful of. Very strong option. But then knight g6. I hope he will take. Okay, this is should be game over for him. Check. Threatening checkmate. Attacking the queen. He doesn't have good checks, I think. Should be game over, guys. Should be game over. So if it takes with the rook. Check. King g8. Queen f7. King h8. Queen f8. Checkmate. It rhymes. Therefore it's extra strong. I need to be mindful of rook c8, right? If the bishop moves rook c8, so... Yeah, but his queen is under attack. Guys, 25 seconds. Check. Stake. Go here. I could take the bishop, but then rook c8. Check. Let's just defend stuff here. Clock is ticking. Clock is ticking. 1. Yes! Guys! Guys, we passed the 2100! Finally! I've been working for this push so long. And now we finally make it with an 81% accuracy. Played like a 2150. Okay, my opponent is a 2150. I beat him. So that is great. And as you can see by the bar here, it is in my favor. It is in my favor most of the time. So let's see what the computer thinks. So this is all very standard. My opponent puts some pressure here. Of course, I need to defend it. by putting the knight here. And he puts some more pressure. I like this, because if you take, then you get in a scenario like this. You could play knight f6, takes, my queen is very strong. Knight f6, and I just have a very good bishop over here. That works for me. So my opponent doesn't take. f3, computer doesn't like it. Yeah, I'm not so familiar with this move. f5 here is a move, I know. Bishop d7. A lot of options, but okay. Here f3, the computer prefers to just go d5 right away, and the knight has to go back, retreats here. You know, then it's already a close position, right? So you can lose a tempo. Computer doesn't like this too much, giving away my advantage. f5. Still, this is fine. You know, maybe the computer gives pluses and minuses, but this is a setup I know, I'm familiar with. I play this. You know, this is my system against the King's Indian. So yeah, sometimes just good to play moves, you know, and it might not be the top moves, but I kept an advantage with all moves. Taking here, maybe not best. The computer prefers to just to castle, and then f4, and then, you know, you can simply drop back here, and maybe you get some pressure with the move g3 at some point, but be mindful that the f3 pawn is always under attack. So it's not so easy. Another interesting idea is to go for this push with c5. The king goes here, rook goes here, and you try to go for the c5 push, maybe the knight over here. And that's another interesting option, because in the end, these bishops are very powerful and strong. Okay, but I took, because I am also kind of familiar with these kind of structures, but bishop to h6 was not best. Bishop g5 would have been better. And queen e8. Not sure why this is so much better. Maybe the computer just prefers me to keep my bishops on the board, but this isn't a strong bishop in the end. And yeah, it also helped me to get an attack going. And h4 is indeed the best computer move. And castle first, bring your king to safety. Like I said, maybe king b1, king a1 at some point. These are common ideas. And it's interesting that the computer already likes a retreat of queens here, because it's a bit in the middle of nowhere, and it can be a center of an attack from my opponent at some point. h5, also an interesting move, because here you can't go forward, but then you have to go back. And the downside is that my knight can't land on this square here anytime soon. But okay, maybe after the queen retreats and the pawn goes to h6, then the knight can go here. Maybe that's why the computer doesn't like my option so much. Yeah, here, this is not option, right? Because then I can take with check. So my opponent needs to figure out stuff. Goes back with the knight, bit passive. Knight h5, threatening checkmate in one. Sometimes life is that easy. Two ways to cover it. And my opponent goes for this way. Looks like the most active approach. And this is not a good option. Here f4 would already be very good. Probably to trap my queen, because it doesn't have a lot of retreat squares. I didn't realize there was already an option over here. So that's something my opponent should have done. So that's a big mistake by me. And I should have retreated instead. Something I did later on. And it's not easy to find these retreating moves, especially not when you're attacking. Here I do it. It's not easy to, like, again, because you feel like your queen wants to be here in the attacking mode. But like I said, because I wanted to go here, but then after this I didn't see a follow-up. Because he's going to go here, then I need to give away my bishop, is something I saw and would have done. But then all your moves needs to be correct. And this doesn't really work, right? Because this is a check. Check. Checkmate. But you can simply trade, I think, or just ignore it. Ah, it's interesting. Because this is already, is this a forced draw? Not necessarily. White is better here. Okay. Okay. Okay, it is something that is playable, but well, didn't really have time to figure all of that out. This is not a move, no, that was just a mistake. He goes for the attack. Guys, this is very insightful. If you're defending, try to, especially, you know, on the side, try to open up the center. Try to create a second flank, so your opponent needs to defend. Taking was not best. Computer just preferred g4 and go for the attack. But I took, because I wanted to open this diagonal. And that's why I played g4. If this move is played, then even bishop c4 is a good move because of the pin. And if my queen lines up on this diagonal, it is almost game over. My opponent didn't defend well against that threat. This is a good move, but still bishop g4, like I said, taking is not an option because then the queen hangs, right? And also the rook is under attack. He retreats and I take here. And like I said, at some point maybe the queen wants to come back and the rook cannot defend now. Then knight to g6 is the only option. Still, black is better after queen e8. Attacking the knight is not easy to defend. I would go here, but then the knight is under attack. First you need to defend, of course. And I can take first. Okay, this is, yeah, well, with 1.5 minutes on the clock, not something I would have figured out. Probably I would have made a knight move, something like this. And then I would be on the losing end, most likely. Although my opponent also doesn't have a lot of time. And queen c6 is not easy to find because you feel like you want to defend. Especially not with a lot of time on the clock. Okay, but that's not how I went. My opponent took. And that's a big mistake because after takes, yeah, this diagonal, guys. My opponent is chronically weak along the black squares around the king. Well, or basically on the whole board. But it's you know, this is a very interesting thing, right? You might be material up, but in the end it's about dominating squares. And this queen is so powerful, even if it would have been a bishop, right? So powerful. I gave up a piece. But it's basically impossible to defend because the knight can't really move. Well, it can move, but this is simply a checkmate. So this is basically already game over. My opponent played knight here. First I take, because it's a nice defense, right? Because if I give a check, then he can take my queen and there's no check. So first I have to take, and now there's a check. Only way to stop it, well, there's two ways. You can put your rook first, but knight first, taking. And the thing is, because probably he wanted to go like here, rook here, this kind of stuff. But then the queen simply hangs, guys. And it's with another check. So you don't have time to play rook c8 here. So this is very troubling. Going back with the queen. And then I give a check. Also blocking the defense of the queen here. Probably, maybe there's a checkmate on the board already. I didn't really have time in the end here, was just about making moves, but I now see that queen to g3 is a good option here. And then, this is again the best move. In the end, the computer also likes to get a rook in, but you know, very simple. Instead I just took the rook. And yeah, I can even give a check here. And basically trade everything. Very insightful if you're up in material. You know, go for the trade of everything. But especially just go for the checkmate, because now the rooks enter the game. But I also could have traded. This is not the easiest, so this is usually also the bar dropping. So it's better than to keep pieces on the board, especially if your queen is so active and you can bring the rooks into the game. Instead, I just went for the defensive move, making sure I keep this pawn. He took it anyway, because it didn't really work. Could have gone for the check, but here I was like, okay, 17 seconds. I can just go here and give another check. 50 seconds against 15. And here I just wanted to defend, because he's gonna go here, and I didn't want to see any checkmates on the board. And here he didn't see it anymore, but yeah, I just probably would have gone here. It doesn't really matter, or even here. But in the end, at this point, it was all about time, which he didn't have. He flagged. Guys, I passed the 2100, big milestone. Next milestone is, of course, 2200. That will bring me to the 2500 in the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and see you tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.